guys, so I've been looking at this thing and I don't understand how it's gonna work. Why is nothing square on this thing, man? Of course they won't come off. God almighty. Hello YouTube, welcome back to Small Block Saloon. Today we're going to continue working on our Mustang Lamborghini drift car thing. It's junk. Alright guys, so I got this seat mounted in there. It's this was out of another kit car I had laying around, an old Volkswagen base kit car, and it is very uncomfortable. I don't know if this seat will stay. It does fit, doing my fingers in air quotes, but it just ain't good. But we got it in there, so it gives us something to work with. I think what we're gonna do today is actually start on the roll bar, and I'll show you what I got going on with that. Alright guys, so I picked up this auto power bolt-in cage, and my original thought was I was just gonna cut it and hack it and make it fit in there, and it still might come to that, but I think it's just gonna be so much work to get it to fit that I might just build my own. And it's not like this will be going to bad. I mean, there's plenty of Mustangs laying around here, but I got this old bar here. Somebody tried to start on my roll bar, and I think it came out of a 3rd gen Camaro, and the crossbar, the harness bar, it's way too low, but probably had to cut that out anyway. The height and everything's about right. I think this will be a better starting point, because the door bars and everything are gonna have to be custom bent anyway. I measured it. I think this will fit in there. So what I think I'm gonna do is cut that back leg off, and we'll drop it in there and see how close it is, and see if we can work with it. It's heavy. Definitely mild steel. It ain't no chrome molly here. Actually, it's a little tall, which is okay. I'm gonna get you in here where you guys can see. It's actually a little tall. I'll get in here. It fits pretty good between the rails of the floor, but if you look here, it's actually about 1 inch tall, which that's good. Means I can cut it out. That might be what we use, YouTube. So I threw that seat in there real quick, and it's just sitting in there. It's not bolted down. But look at how that harness bar lays right across the back of that seat. So it could be helpful to support the seat. So I might leave that bar there and just build. I know your diagonals are supposed to be one piece, but I don't know. We might figure that out. The only other thing is the bars actually, the seat's back further, so the roll bar would actually be right on top of my head. That could get old. I don't know. We're gonna start. We're gonna work. We're gonna figure it out. Let's go. Alright guys, update time. I got that 3rd gen Camaro main hoop ground down where it sits in there about right. I ended up flipping around. This was on the back originally, but it don't matter. I still might raise this up a little bit, but anyway, we're good for now. And what I got is, this is the cage, the SN95 bolt-in cage. And I'm wondering if I can't, it's way too tall now, yeah, but I'm wondering if I can't cut some of the legs down and rotate this thing forward. This bar's got a kick up in the center. I don't know how much it shows on video, but if that was straight across, I'm wondering if I could get this to that windshield post. So I think I might start whittling on that. I just hate to cut this up. Once I start cutting on it, I'm gonna have to use it because it ain't gonna be good for nothing else. So let me look at this a little bit and figure it out, and I'll cut you back on when I got an update. Alright YouTube, update time. Got this roll cage in. I've been cutting and whittling and hacking. Got it sitting pretty much in the right area. This halo bar here, this head bar, it's got too much of a bend, and I'll have to remake that more straight. But that'll give me something to attach this fiberglass windshield post to. And I'm gonna have to extend these back. And I know typically this bar right here would all be one piece in most race applications, but this is going to be just pretty much for fun. And when I weld it up, it'll be strong enough that it'll be other bracing in there. It'll all be fine. We're going to reattach most of the car to this cage in one way or another. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's about 15 inches from here to there. Still need to cut those bars. I got a pipe notcher on the way, so I might wait until he gets here, or I might just try to do it by hand. Either way, I'll cut you back on when I got an update. Alright YouTube, so it's the next day. For you it's just been a couple minutes, but I worked on this thing all day yesterday, and a lot of people might say, man, I'm wasting my time, but I got to have something to work with. There's no way you're gonna order a cage for this setup. So here's where we're at. I got these bars. I still got them bolted together like they were designed for in the original application. Later on I'll put a slug in there and weld it. I know that's not the right way, but it's the way we're gonna have to do it. Put this piece of tubing in the old pipe kinker 200 there outside. Put a couple little bends on it. I'm gonna cut it and do the same thing. I'm gonna have it where it drops in and bolts for now. At long term, or when it's all said and done, it'll be welded and slugs put in again. I'm sure somebody's gonna have something to say about that, but before this is over with, it'll be all kinds of cross bracing and everything. This cage will be safe, even though it's not gonna be your conventional setup. So this is where we're at. I got to get a dash bar in so I can get my steering column back up, and then we're going to take the body off and weld everything up pretty solid. Alright guys, so we got this box in. Pretty sure it's my drop engine mounts. It's been a few days since I've been filming all this stuff. Actually, it's like day after New Year, so wish everybody a happy New Year. Appreciate all the new subscribers too. We jumped a lot in the last week. I think it's because of some of the Facebook groups. So if you're new here, I appreciate it. Actually, let's look at the invoice. I know that's what it's got to be, because I ain't ordered nothing else like that. Matter of fact, it says on it right there, 7950 drop engine. Yep. They're beefy. Mustang 79 5.0. Hopefully this is the nuts and bolts and whatever. let's get into this next. Alright guys, so I've been looking at this motor mount situation. I think what we need to do next, get the car in the air. I might have to get under it anyway and figure out this motor deal. Hopefully, I'm looking at this bracket. Hopefully I can move this hole up a little forward and actually push the motor back a little bit. That'll help with the wheelbase difference. Alright guys, so we got her up in there and get the wheels off. Of course they won't come off. God almighty. Alright YouTube, so I've been looking at this thing and I don't understand how it's going to work. I'll show you what I got under there best I can. Camera work's probably going to get a little shaky. The motor mount is right up there, but if you look, I don't have an inch of clearance between the oil pan and the steering rack. I don't say it's not going to hit, but we're going to take all this stuff loose and get into it and figure it out. Alright guys, so I put them in off camera and I guess they had that figured out pretty good because it clears. I don't know if you can see that. It's real tight, but it fits. There they are, or the passenger side. I think my stock mounts must have been they must have been like crushed a little or something, sagging, because it dropped it probably about, I don't know, half inch or so, but it didn't drop it no full inch, but any more it would have hit. So I'm good with it. So we're gonna keep moving on. Alright gang, so we got that engine down as far as it's gonna go, and I think what I'm gonna try to do next is start fiberglassing some of this stuff back together, even if it's temporary. If you look on this far side, you can see it's about an inch of a lip, like up higher than this. I think what I'm gonna do is fiberglass that lip in under the bottom of this windshield. I'll probably run plexiglass, but it lays down in this channel anyway, so I don't know why they have it spaced up that high. I mean, I guess that's how it's made, but it's cost me about another inch of room, which is another inch or so on our tires, which is another inch everywhere. I mean, that's how I'm gonna have to build this car piece by piece, inch by inch. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get these fenders under here, maybe fiberglass them temporarily until I can get it out, and then fiberglass everything real heavy from the back. Probably won't get into all that in this episode. This is gonna be a long build, but we got to get to moving. So yep, that's what we're gonna do next. Alright guys, so I've been adjusting this for probably about 30 minutes, and let me tell you, this fiberglass is wonky. I don't know if all the kit cars are like this, but I don't know if it's because it's set so long. I don't know. I don't know if it's just bad. I don't know, but I know I cut it up and it won't straight. It went straight before I cut it up, and it ain't straight now. I got my laser out here. I had it about right until that just moved, but I'm just gonna get it close and throw some fiberglass on it, and then we're just gonna keep working with it. At the end of the day, if it ain't 100% square or perfect, then it's gonna be a track car anyway. So let's do it. All right, YouTube, here we go. I know I'm doing this wrong. This fiberglass is cold and old, and both those things are bad for fiberglass work, but it's what we got. It's what we're gonna work with. I also realized that like 99% of this will be sanded off. I didn't really, well hell, I didn't even clean it, which I know I should have at least done that, but I'm just trying to bridge these two pieces of fiberglass together. so that I can get it in one big piece, flip it back over, and use mat on the back side. Like I said, I know I'm doing this wrong. There's no need to tell me, hey, you're doing it wrong. I know I'm doing it wrong. I know that I'm going to be doing it a lot before this process is over with. And I'm sure all the fiberglass experts will ring in and tell me anyway. And I'm not great at fiberglass, I'll be the first to admit, but I've been around it enough to make a little bit happen. Alright guys, so that's going to probably do it for this one. We got a little bit done. We got the car lifted up off the ground and got the motor mounts on. Got the motor dropped down about a 3/4 inch or so. Got the sway bar off. Got the roll cage started. Got these fenders angled down a little more and a little lower. So all in all, I'll take it. If you're new here, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, think about doing that. And this is going to be a weekly series. This is the first week of the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. And I'm going to try to make a video a week. If not weekly, at least bi-weekly to continue the progress. Just depends on parts and stuff like that. So I'm rambling. Appreciate you watching. Think about subscribing. We're close to monetization. We're trying to get there. And catch you in the next one. Later! Why is nothing square on this thing, man?